After the appearance of the 7th generation of cars, only the lazy didn't talk about problems with the corrosion resistance of the metal and the quality of the paintwork. When developing the 8th generation, the manufacturer eliminated all the miscalculations. As a result, the quality of the body does not cause any complaints, and the problems that are commonly called typical can be listed on the fingers. The most common are fragility of fog lights, headlight fogging, weak windshield. Honda Accord 8 is equipped with gasoline and diesel power units, gasoline 2.0, 156 horsepower, 2.4, 201 horsepower, diesel 2.2, 150 horsepower. As operating experience has shown, all motors are reliable and have a fairly long service life, but there were some minor flaws. The timing drive is equipped with a metal chain, which has a short service life, up to 170,000 kilometers, and if the owner did not have time to replace it in time, the chain slipped, and this led to a fatal meeting of the pistons with the valves. After 150,000 kilometers of run, engine have increased oil consumption, up to 500 grams per 100, especially when driving at high speeds. A replacement of valve stem seals is necessary. It is imperative to monitor the oil level, since in the event of an oil starvation of the motor, its resource will decrease several times. After 100,000 km, most cars begin to leak oil through the crankshaft oil seals. Many owners on the forums are discussing the quick failure of the VTS clutch up to 100,000 km, which is responsible for the gas distribution phases. The first signs of its malfunction will be unstable operation of the engine and crackling when starting the power unit. In most cases, this defect was eliminated under warranty. For many owners of a Honda Accord with a 2.4 engine, a consumption of 25 liters per 100 was a real shock. The true reason for the sharp increase in fuel consumption is not known, but a method has been found to eliminate this drawback. It is necessary to disconnect the terminal from the battery for several minutes. There are also complaints about the battery. Due to its small amount of powers, in the cold season, it is often not possible to start the car engine. All motors are sensitive to oil quality, therefore, to avoid possible problems, try to use only recommended lubricants. A set of iridium spark plugs on average is enough for 45,000 km. On the same run, it is recommended to adjust the valve clearances. If the fuel in your region is not of ideal quality, then every 60,000 km you will have to flush the injector. Closer to 200,000 km, the starter solenoid really needs to be replaced. Also, in order to avoid overheating of the engine, many owners recommend flushing the radiator once a year. This is especially true for cars that are operated in a metropolis. Diesel engines for our market are very rare, so there are practically no statistics on their reliability. Honda Accord 8 is equipped with two types of gearboxes, 5 and 6-speed manual and automatic transmission with the same number of gears. There are no complaints about the reliability of the mechanics. The only thing that can cause inconvenience is a plastic sleeve on the clutch rotation axis. Symptoms: a hum at speed and a knock when you press the clutch pedal. The clutch lives here for a long time, 120–150,000 km. An automatic transmission is not much inferior to mechanics in terms of reliability. The only thing the owners complain about is jolts and boozing when switching from second to third gear and starting off. The reason is the backlash of the input shaft bearing seat and the box cover. If the car has such a defect, then of course it's worth it to call in for a service, but as a rule, this sort does not progress and it doesn't get to repair the box. Thanks to the complex suspension design, double wishbone in front and multi-link in the back, this model has excellent comfort and excellent driving qualities. German cars are also equipped with the same suspension design, but unlike the Germans, those average running resource does not exceed 100,000 km. The Japanese made the suspension phenomenally tenacious. Except for inexpensive bushings and stabilizer struts, on average 30,000 km go, then suspension repairs will be needed after 120–150,000 km. For accurate drivers, the chassis can last up to 100,000 km without repair. Also, you cannot constantly overload the car, as this will lead to rapid wear of the breakaway levers and sagging of the rear springs, which in turn causes a rapid wear of the rubber on the inside. If, during acceleration, you feel extraneous vibrations, most likely you need to replace the internal CV joint. Its resource is up to 120,000 km. Unfortunately, the Honda Accord 8 steering rack cannot boast the same reliability as the suspension. The knocking rack syndrome appears quite early, after 50,000 km. And the problem here is not only in the development of the sleeve, but because of the corrosion of the shaft and the backlash of the engagement. A new rail is not cheap, about $2,000 and it will last no more than 70,000 km. Repairs cost $3,500 depending on the chosen service. The restored rail can travel up to 40,000 km, so it's up to you to change or repair. With a run of more than 100,000 km, a knock may appear in the steering column when turning the steering wheel. When contacting a service, dealers change the entire assembly. Unpleasant episodes of steering wheel beating are rare and are of a floating nature. To avoid souring of the brake pad calipers, they must be lubricated at each maintenance. The Honda Accord 8 interior is made of medium quality materials. As a result, crickets appear in the cabin in the second year of car operation. To eliminate annoying sounds, many owners tighten the bolt of the interior elements, and also treat the plastic joints with a special penetrating lubricant. As for the reliability of electrical equipment, closer to 100,000 km, the stove motor starts to boost, the driver's seat heating system also fail, and the front parking sensors occasionally fail. After 3 years of operation, fans of loud music need to replace the regular speakers of the audio system. If you are the owner of this car model, please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your review that will help readers of our site when choosing a car.